You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 283, posted March 2021. Maybe she's friendly.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. We are tonight, always playing Curse of Strahd with the Dog and Pony crew. We're in Barovia, mixing it up. I am strangely animated today. There's no way this won't get annoying. We are joining our friends in the midst of combat. That's right. I stopped us in the middle of a fight, and that means I will introduce them not in random order, not in order of how much I value and appreciate them, but in initiative order, which is really just another kind of random order, but it's a random we determined last time by dice roll. First up, it's Jane Rett.
Hi, Tony. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue with a good initiative modifier.
Indeed. Next up, it's Dan Moore. Hi, Dan.
Hi, I play Castan Onatar's Crucible, a Warforged cleric with a modifier not as good as Lena's.
Not quite. Also joining us, it's Micah Sargent.
I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, and Samus, the saber-toothed tiger. Rawr.
This time I remembered that, I was going to say that it's not a joke. It can still be a joke, but it's a canonical joke. All right. Also joining us, Aline Sims.
I am Emra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her amazing dog, Androdite.
And last but not least, except I guess in initiative modifier, it's Erica Ensign.
Oh yeah. Yes, I play a dwarven paladin, low initiative modifier, called Brildish, and also Brildish's pony Cindelarnt, who doesn't like being in a swamp.
Nope.
Or apparently doesn't like scarecrows now.
Just gotta point out, I'm the only person who doesn't have to control a second creature of some kind.
Dan, you managed the live stream.
That's several creatures.
Yeah, that's a challenge rating 7. So
explains why I'm losing.
That was done as a choice. So what has been happening in our adventure? Well, you have traveled quite a distance in Barovia, and so far that you basically reached the edge of the valley and came back again. You are setting out for the lost, drowned village of Berez, a village said to have fallen into disfavor with Strahd von Zarovich. Disfavor being a polite term for when you have irked a vampire lord and he decides to divert a river and have your entire town drowned and washed away. Berez is said to be the home of one Baba Lazaga, one of the most powerful servants of the Dreadlord Strahd von Zarovich. You're not even there yet before you are besieged by many a scarecrow. Scarecrows, the horrible magical defenders of the swampy path that leads you south in the land toward Berez. As is traditional, the first round is the prize round, and what prize could be better than the chance to do some damage to a scarecrow? Lena Delina, you are first.
I would like to take a swing with my freshly enchanted short sword that Crucible has so kindly lit on fire.
And Lena, which of the many scarecrows all around you are you going to deal with? I see there's at this point, I think there's still, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tony counts. I was going to say almost a dozen. I'm like, I better count and make sure there's not and you know what? 11, very close to a dozen. There's 11 scarecrows around you. Scarecrows coming basically from both sides of the path, converging on you. Some of them are coming down the path at you. They haven't blocked your exit, so you're not completely surrounded, but scarecrows all around you. We established last time scarecrows, not that hard to hit, but they are immune to many damage types. In particular, they resist non-magical weapons. So, Lena, you are kind of with a group with Broldish and Crucible. Elevor and Samus are up kind of in the front a ways, dealing with their own crowd. And there's more Scarecrows creeping in. Which Scarecrow is your target now?
Oh, I couldn't possibly choose, but I will. I am going to go up and take a swing at this guy standing in front of Aragol.
All right. You dart across the path, rejoin Aragol, rejoin your puppy pal, Androdite. Leaving Pony Cinderlart to be murdered. He's not near Scarecrows, but I just wanted to say mean things about a pony.
We need to form a phalanx around Pony Cinderlart. That is a 25.
All right, you have no trouble slashing a slow-moving Scarecrow. How much damage can you do with your elemental weapon enchanted by one Crucible?
So that is 19 plus 2. So that's 21. How is he looking? Still good?
Very badly hurt, but still intact.
Okay. What about another 10 sneak attack damage? Does he like that?
He just does not like that. He is basically like 2 paper bags and like 8 straw, like still intact, and then the 2 mean-looking eyes on the top paper bag. So yeah.
And he's singed.
Yeah. Does he take fire damage from this?
Yeah, not addition. Well, the weapon type is now fire, magical fire. So I'm not nerfed anymore.
Well, specifically, guess what?
Just to clarify on the elemental damage front, the weapon damage is magic, but not fire, and then it does an additional D4 of fire damage on top of it.
Did you roll that, Jane?
Gotcha. So that the 2 is the additional fire damage.
Let me tell you, the thing is, you know what? So Scarecrows live complicated life. They're
Really?
Yeah. Well, in terms of their stat block and me managing their damage, yes, they are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons. So if you hit them with a magical weapon, no resistant. But get this, they're vulnerable to fire. That's right.
Ooh.
So fire damage, double
I've seen
damage.
The Wizard of Oz. I know how this works.
Yes.
So instead of doing... So I basically do 2 extra damage.
All right. This Scarecrow is, like, very badly off. And, is kind of running around in a circle on fire.
Oh, that makes me like him. But we will still kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get to actually what I'm saying. He's not long for this world. And to be clear, this is not the Scarecrow with the great hat. All right, Lena, all set?
Yes.
All right, next up in the initiative order, similarly as deadly, similarly as controlled by Jane Ritt, it is Aragol, the wayward Vistani assassin who has fallen in with all of you after an attempt to murder you. I mean, this is how people become friends.
Yeah, especially in
Barovia.
Barovia. Yeah. So, Rogue Squad, he is going to multi-attack and make a short sword attack.
Okay.
On
the same singed one, or he wants to go for a fresher Scarecrow?
The same singed one.
All right.
How about a 13?
13 hits. Roll damage.
Wonderful. Okay, so that is going to be 8 damage, but it's plain old piercing damage.
It's enough. Even a non-magical 8 damage is plenty to slay a Scarecrow. First kill of the night here. All right.
Wonderful.
Does Aragol want to move and hit another Scarecrow?
Yes, I can't move him myself, but can I either be given Aragol move permissions or just move him up diagonally up and to the right?
Yes, I set up this map so long ago that I didn't remember how to do that then. You now have the ability to move.
Aha, yeah. So he's going to come up and stab this guy.
He sachets over to the next Scarecrow.
Aha!
Ooh, sachet.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is more attitude than we've seen out of Aragol recently.
I'm possibly over-caffeinated. So.
Well, no, I think that like getting possessed by Strahd really took the wind out of his sails, but now he's just killed a Scarecrow. Mm-hmm. You know, it's Rogue Squad time. He's feeling good. He's yeah, I belong here.
You did leave him alone with a wagon of wine for a night. I mean,
that's true.
There's a lot going on.
Is there a little extra spring in Aragol's step?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's 20 to hit, which we know.
No trouble. Just a question of how much damage.
4 piercing damage.
Which I'm having.
I am guessing that the Scarecrow does not need to make a con saving throw to avoid poison.
Let me just check. Yes, scarecrows are immune to poison.
Doesn't
they don't
have
really
any blood,
have. Yeah, there's no
so-
blood. It's basically the inside the burlap sack. It's straw and magic. So, it's yeah. All right,
All right.
Argal, all set. Next up, our favorite metal friend. It's Crucible.
Well, I consider a lot of options. I do have other spells that do fire damage, but I think they all require concentration, and that would lose Lena's magic weapon for the moment. So we will not do that, and instead we will just lash out with my Yokorwa, which is magical, since I bless it every day.
Good. It's good to have a ritual.
It's not a ritual. It's just a cleric thing. Like, I just get to do that. Just get to do it. It's a thing I get to do.
It's good to have habits.
13.
13 hits.
That will be a total of 12 magical damage.
All right, thanks. Magical damage means I don't have to do any math in my head.
Now I'm considering if I could try to figure out. So I can create a wall of fire, but I'm limited in how it's shaped. And right now we are not positioned very well for it.
Yeah, you can't make it like a snake that...
No, it's either a line or a circle. And I think, unfortunately, we are not ideal.
Elivor, when you
Big
did
of a
that wind
circle.
wall, I guess, were they in a line, or were you able to shape it? That thing where you killed, 20 blights in one go. Was that a wall, or was that something different?
Some walls
I
are
think-
shapeable, some are not.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I did a wind wall first, but then I ended up.
Oh, I
doing
guess there's
lightning was
a wind wall could snake a path because it's sentient magic wind.
Anyway,
This is
here's wind
Tony
wall.
rationalizing the difference between magic wind and magic fire. Magic wind has a mind. Magic fire is just magic fire.
Just fire. Just fire. Anyways, I was trying to decide if I could move to get into position, but I guess not. Elivor, how you doing down there? Do you want me to... You know what? I will slide over here.
There are quite a few.
Yeah,
Well, I
this
guess
way
it's just 3. Not
I
too
will
many.
at least give one of those somewhere to split his attention
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully take some pressure off Elivor for the time being.
All right. Speaking of Elivor, Crucible, if you're all set, it's Elivor's turn.
Elivor still has his flame blade
Mhm.
out, so he will roll to hit the Scarecrow directly in front of him. I think a 23 is going to hit.
Yes.
So it will be 3d6 fire damage, so 24 fire damage.
Wow, 24 fire damage.
Vulnerability is a big deal.
It's a big deal. That's not going to kill any of them, but it will severely wound any of them. Elivor, which of the 3 Scarecrow clustered around me did you say? The one below you?
Yeah, the one below me.
All right. That Scarecrow is barely here anymore, but technically still here.
Okay, and then Samus was paralyzed from fear last time. I can't remember. Broldish did something that helped Crucible, but I don't know. Was it a thing that completely undid? I think that's what happened, wasn't it, Broldish? Didn't you save his bacon from being paralyzed?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, restoration, I think, right?
I guess I must have cast
I
Lesser
think it was
Restoration.
Lesser restoration.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that I remember now. Yep. So that means
Yep, sure enough. I've marked off a second level spell. Must have been it.
Samus then is... How long does the paralyzation last?
Until
Or do
the
I-
end of the Scarecrow's next turn. This one's rough. This is not one you could save against. So it's
Okay.
it's basically, and paralyzed is a big deal. You can't move, you can't attack. I believe you grant advantage to attacks against you.
Gotcha.
And you'll basically lose a turn. So not good.
All right.
All right.
And that's all Samus can do.
Imra.
Do you remember which Scarecrow was the one that injured Androdite? Is that the one that died?
I do not remember. There were 2
Okay.
next to Androdite.
Yeah.
We should have
Okay.
put a symbol on that. It was a Scarecrow. That was
Yeah.
that Scarecrow is not a
Marked.
friend to animals.
Yes. A puppy with one of the circles with the
Mhm.
line through it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Androdite was going to attack a Scarecrow, but I think it maybe is the one that Aragal took care of. So Imra's just going to go ahead and take both attacks.
All right.
So first attack is a crit.
That's a good way to do it.
Hey.
So I get to roll 4d8 plus 2.
48 plus 2.
There we go. Yeah.
That's 50.
50, yeah.
Yep.
Ha!
So that is 22, and that is a longsword plus 1.
All
and
right,
then,
this
so
is
that
the one Imra's fighting up here. So
Yeah.
that is enough. Imra, you had hit this scarecrow before. You slash that scarecrow, and you basically cut it in half into just a neat little pile of kindling and freshly folded burlap sacks.
Okay. So then
The burlap sacks are freshly folded. There is nothing fresh about the burlap sacks themselves.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty grimy.
Yeah, they're swamp sacks, people.
So then I'm going to run over here to the scarecrow next to Androdite and hit it with my second attack. That's a 19 to hit.
That wins.
And a grand total of 4 damage with that.
All right, and that's magical damage or
Yes. Yep.
let's see here. I've got a lot of scarecrows to manage the damage on.
Manage the damage.
All right, the scarecrows are next. If you're all set, Imra, does Androdite get to do anything?
No, because Emmer took both attacks.
All right. The scarecrows are next. More scarecrows shuffle down the path at you. Scarecrows are converging on Imra and Samus, and the scarecrows all kind of stare at you and make this weird hissing kind of low howl noise as they stare at you with their empty bag eyes. All of you are subject to a terrifying gaze. Give me a DC 11 wisdom saving throw or be magically frightened, which leads to paralysis. Crucible has rolled exactly an 11.
It's funny
Elvor
because
has
I have a +6. It's like, I'll roll better than a 5 for sure.
Way to roll exactly a 5. Elvor has rolled a 14. Who else?
Does Samus need to do it again?
Nope, you can't be. Actually, yes, because otherwise it's going to wear off at the end of this turn or be refreshed. So
Gotcha.
Samus should roll it again.
Lena and Aragal both got
saved that
17. So
This
Rogue
is not-
Squad.
Yeah, not your first Scarecrow rodeo. Samus and Elvor are okay.
Am I in there?
Oh yeah, you're in there. This is everybody. So
And Androdite failed.
oh no,
Imra's good.
paralyzed dog. Broldish.
I rolled a 1 on the die.
That's not good, Broldish.
Nope.
And you might roll for Tony Cindelarnt. Pony
Right.
Cindelarnt.
Pony will probably do better. Pony got a 5 on the die, so
I have a
Sorry,
strange
Pony.
life. All right, I'm putting lock symbols on the various paralyzed characters. Okay, so the scarecrows are converging. I'm going to do this with analog dice. Master, he says, pulling out dice that he should have pulled out ahead of time, but I always live within an arm's reach of dice. All right,
Hear, hear.
so. Scarecrows are coming in. Scarecrows have multi-attack, but not a very powerful attack. So let me do this. There's going to be 6 attacks coming your way, Imra. It's good that you're not paralyzed, because that would really hurt. First 2 attacks, highest is a 13. Attacks 3 and 4. Ooh, I got a 16 and a 10.
16 will hit.
And I got a 17 and a low number, so I think I hit you twice.
Sounds like it.
Each attack will do a 6 slashing damage, so that's 12 slashing damage there. Lena Delina, you have some claw attacks coming your way. Critical and 3. So the critical...
Isn't one of them dead?
They do multi-attack. Each scarecrow does 2,
okay, yes.
2 attacks. So let me roll multiple dice for my critical scarecrow attack. 6 and 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13 slashing damage as a Scarecrow critically scratches your arm with his horrible little claws. Samus has 4 attacks coming Samus's way, and I think they have advantage, Elevor, which means I have to roll more dice. Attack number 1 with advantage. Wow, rolling really low. 1 and a 3. Attack number 2. 14?
That'll hit.
6 damage to Samus. Attack number 3, critical. I'll do the damage on that in a second. And attack number 4, 14?
So sorry, with the critical, it's 12 damage?
I actually have to roll it, but it's going to be 12.
Okay.
Yeah. Does a 14 hit you, though?
Yes, 14 hits.
All right, so that's 6 more damage. So Samus just took 12 damage, and now I need to roll the critical damage. I have to roll 4d4 plus 1.
45.
It's less than that. This time it's 11 damage.
I don't want that, though.
I'm sorry. How is Samus doing?
It's just doing okay.
That's bad. That sounds...
25
All
hit
right.
points. It's not bad.
Okay.
Honestly. Not great, not bad.
That's almost as many as me.
Yeah. 2, I'm going to say 2 attacks coming for Elevor. Claw attacks.
If you must.
And 13 and lower than 13.
Nope.
And Crucible, I think you arranged yourself there such that you might take some of the pressure from Elevor, so 2 claw attacks coming your way. Does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Okay, so, and then Broldish, you've got 2 claw attacks coming at you, but they have advantage because you are paralyzed.
Yep.
First one, I bet a 13 is not going to hit. Broldish, and I bet how about a 17?
Nope.
All right. Even in your paralyzed state, your armor is strong, and
I have a shield.
Yeah, the Scarecrows are just kind of scratching at your shield kind of helplessly. All right, Broldish, you are paralyzed.
I'm done.
Yep. Great turn, Broldish. Lena Delina, you're not paralyzed.
Yep, and I would like to stab a Scarecrow. Let's do another short sword attack. That's a 19 to hit, which I believe it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is... Alright, 3 fire damage. And then 10 regular damage.
I'm going to call that 16 damage.
19 sneak attack damage. So that is 29 normal damage. But it's magical. Magical normal damage.
Normal magical damage.
Normal magical damage.
It sounds like you're
I would
ordering
call
from
that
Starbucks.
I would call that just magical damage. Do you mean untyped damage?
I mean, not fire.
I'm just saying there's
It's
nothing.
a grande
There's nothing
Mobile
normal.
Whip with
There's nothing
29.
normal about magic. Is
Okay,
that
so if damage is like on a continuum, right, where one side is doubled and the other one is halved, this is in the middle.
all right? I have carefully done the math while being a jerk, and you have slain a Scarecrow.
Yes.
It's also worth noting that in a world where magic is normal.
But it's still special.
Yeah, realistically, people are weirdos for not using magic damage.
Yeah, that's not normal.
All right, Lena, you have slain a Scarecrow. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I discuss
no.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, Dan.
No, I've got tactical stuff, but it may involve. I think it primarily involves Imra and Elevor. So,
All right.
Okay.
if you guys are good where you are, I would just suggest if Aragal's going to go someplace on his turn, I would say don't. If preferable, like don't go further than
Don't go further than where Dan's going to cast Wall of Fire.
yeah, don't go further than this case.
Actually, you know what?
You know what? I'll be. I had forgotten about our discussion of Wall of Fire, which is good because the Scarecrows were not there because the Scarecrows have totally arrayed themselves in not completely a wall, but a line. I mean, guess what? You guys were kind of standing in a line. They ran up to you to hit you, and now they are in a line. I suspect one of those lines will be lit on fire. We'll see how Dan's feeling. Maybe he'll curry favor with the Scarecrows.
So if Lena were to go here, would that ruin your wall?
You're fine. Just basically not beyond that row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted. So she is going to do an offhand hit, which is also going to hit. So that will just be... Okay, so that is going to be 6 piercing damage plus 1 fire damage. So that's 2 fire damage.
Got it.
With her non-magical sword.
All
and
right.
She looks disappointed.
So even with your left hand, you have delivered a significant blow to a scarecrow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what's role, like, because I accidentally almost called them skeletons for a second, and it's like, skeletons are to October as scarecrows are to November? And then
Depends
what?
on where you are.
Yeah,
Sure, that's
What-
fine.
works.
What is the February version of a scarecrow?
It's a snowman.
The skeleton.
I would say
Clearly a
here,
snowman.
here in Alberta, it's like probably October.
Okay.
Because you're trying to scare them away from crops. The crops are way gone by the time November rolls around here.
All right, Aragal.
Okay, he's gonna dash up and also do some multi-attack on the scarecrow. That is a 13 to hit, 5 piercing damage. And that is
Non-magical.
Non-magical.
Turns out Argal is-
non-normal. Non-normal. Abnormal damage.
It turns out Argal is, he is a powerful assassin when you have blood that can be poisoned, and when you don't, he's like, why am I fighting this hay?
Yeah, Tony, he did not train to assassinate scarecrows.
Yeah, he didn't go to 6 years of assassin school.
His
to
methods
kill...
were honed on...
Wow,
I don't
assassin
know
school is
who.
tough.
Yeah.
6 years.
I mean, he didn't train
a
very
lot.
well to assassinate all of you either, as evidenced by your unassassinated
I'm
state.
saying it's not easy to get a PH death.
Oh, and an additional 6 piercing damage.
An additional 6 piercing damage, which is going to be 3 damage. A scarecrow.
Oh, I didn't do his sneak attack. Well,
And his
time to
sneak
fix that. Okay, that's a little bit better. 15 abnormal damage.
All right, that scarecrow is now severely wounded.
Excellent. That's what we like to see.
Yep.
All right. Crucible, what are you forging for us?
All right, so I'm gonna need some tactical assistance from my pals here, which is to say,
Nope.
I need to. You're fine. I need to
Okay.
delay until after Elevor and Imra, and if Elevor, Samus, and Imra don't mind, essentially disengaging and then going up into the line with Androdite.
So here's my thought. If we just get Elevor and Samus, which can happen next turn, you can get all of them except for 1. As opposed to if we also have to wait further turns, and I think they get to go again before that.
Trust me on this. I think if Elevor and Imra both move, I can insulate us from pretty much everybody except for the one next to Bruldish that we can just take out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Elevor and Imra. I thought you said Lena for some reason.
No, just Elevor and Imra. Is that cool with you guys? Elevor?
Yeah, because Imra goes
so
before
just
them.
show-
So
just
Oh,
do
that's
a
right.
little
That's right.
circle where
She
you
goes
want us to
before
move.
them. It's
Just,
Bruldish who goes after
up
them.
into the line next to Androdite. Anywhere in that
Okay.
row.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine with me.
Okay, sweet.
All right. So, Crucible, you're going to delay your turn.
Until
or ready.
Yep.
You have to ready an action, right? You
Yeah,
can't
he can
delay your
actually
turn.
just well, don't worry about it. It's
I
your
thought
order.
that was not a thing anymore, but
You can
Okay.
go. I mean, it's our initiative order. I don't know. Maybe we're playing
Yeah.
fast and loose, but we can kind of go in any order we want as long as they don't go first.
I mean, you can say that your trigger is Elevor and Imra reaching the square of safety.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah.
Right.
You can put the dual while loop in the programming thing.
There's a
We've-
square
we've-
of safety. Why haven't we all been going there?
Go to the square of safety.
Usually,
Oh my god.
usually Pony is there blocking it all the time.
Yep,
but he's,
pretty much.
he's,
Elevor disengages, Samus disengages, and they move to the square of safety.
All right.
Yep.
Actually, it's a rectangle of safety.
All right, so I can't disengage, but I'm going to move and take a attack of opportunity for that one scarecrow below me.
20. You
That
take.
will not hit me.
What? Oh.
My AC
No,
is
it's
21, friends.
21.
This happens every time.
Yep, Tony never
20.
remembers.
20 is such a high number, though. That's not fair.
You know what's even higher? 21.
That's
I
true.
don't think researchers have explored that yet.
I did the math, Tony.
All right. So, Crucible, you have taken an opportunity attack to scurry away. There are now, all of you have basically done a tactical retreat, placing all but one Scarecrow in front of you. There's a bunch of them kind of spread out in a line-like fashion. What's going to happen now, Crucible?
Crucible, he mutters a prayer. This little symbol on his forehead glows, and a wall of fire erupts in a 60-foot line in front of them. Now, here's how this works, Tony.
Not on them?
So, here's how this works. That one Scarecrow that is in the line must make a dexterity saving throw.
I imagine scarecrows are very dexterous.
Well, he rolled a 19. How do you feel about that?
What?
Hey,
All right,
the
he
one in the
saves.
Wizard of
That's
Oz
fine.
was very dexterous.
Yeah.
He will take half damage. However, it's fire damage, and they're vulnerable, so that's just normal damage, right?
Thanks for doing the math there. Yep, half, and then
take
times 2.
20 fire damage.
That's unnecessary. So he dodges out of the way, gets singed, and just erupts in fire.
Now, here's the fun part.
Beautiful sight.
One side of the wall, selected by me when I cast this spell, it's the side that we're not on.
Are you sure?
Thank you.
Deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. So basically, as soon as those guys end, if they end anywhere within 10 feet of that wall, they will be immolated.
What if they run away?
It does not make an attack. Does not require a save. They just take that damage if they're within 10 feet.
Okay. I mean, I think they're going to run away on their turn because they're scared of fire.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan on their part.
Yeah.
All right.
Run away.
Yeah. The Scarecrows, seeing a giant wall of fire, seeing their friend, that guy was a very trusted member of the Scarecrow community, and he was ignited for basically being in the vicinity of the wall of fire. They basically all just run in different directions that are all away from you into the swamp.
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Which one was the one with the nifty hat?
I think that may have been the first one that got killed.
Okay.
Elevor,
What
do you
about
remember?
the one
That
that
sounds
is
familiar.
standing between Crucible and Imra?
That one looks... I guess it runs away from the wall of fire that's right next to it.
Yeah, it won't take any damage, but it will take it.
Well, it will when it provokes from Crucible, Imra, and Broldish. is
Not
paralyzed.
Broldish.
Yeah.
Crucible and Imra, you get to swipe at him, but also he's probably not coming back anywhere near. How long is this wall of fire burned in?
1 minute.
Okay, yeah.
But I will note, it does take concentration, so Lena's weapon is no longer on fire.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
She
think,
turns around and then is like,
oh yeah. So I think at this point you have dispatched the Scarecrows because they are just going to run for a minute because they do not want to be near the fire. They do not
I
want to
hit
look
that
at the
one
fire.
for 6 points of damage.
I hit that one for 4 points.
All right.
We
it is
kind of punch it lightly on the way.
Yeah.
Like
it is
You're patting
mildly
it on the back.
inconvenient.
Get
out.
All right. So Crucible continues to concentrate as the fire burns. Broldish and Pony Cindelarn and Androdite shake off their paralysis of fear now that the Scarecrows have been vanquished. And that was a nice afternoon.
Yeah.
Golly.
I have 38 of 56 HP.
I've got 3452. We can take a couple options. I can, if we just want to take about 10 minutes, I can cast a mass healing spell that'll get us all everybody some hit points back.
This is probably not a great place to stay for an hour because you didn't actually kill all the enemies. You chased them away, and they might come back with more numbers.
All right, if we can do 10 minutes, I'll do a prayer of healing. How bad's everyone else? This will.
Oh wait, I need to do something first, Tony.
I'm down 12.
I am going to roll perception here to see. Oh, phooey. All right.
Keep rolling.
I was going to try to find
terribly.
that cool hat from the Scarecrow, but with a 5. Wait, Samus can.
I think it might be on the
Samus.
wrong side of the wall. Are you going to go around it?
Well, the wall dissipates after.
Oh,
a
does it
minute.
dissipate?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Samus has perception advantage.
I rolled a 23. I'll pick it up and give it to Elevor.
Yeah, you'll wait until after Elevor has been searching for a couple minutes before you
Yeah.
hand it
Oh, definitely.
You don't want Elevor to get rusty, but yeah.
Thank you, Imra. And he places the cap jauntily on his head.
All right, please add to your inventory 1 X Scarecrow hat.
Slightly
you.
charred.
Okay, so I rolled terribly on the healing spell. I've got 7 hit points for 6 different people, whoever needs them. Prioritizing PCs.
Right.
Hey,
I will
Argyle,
take
Alyssa.
some.
Yeah. Argyle's only down 6. I'm down 13.
You said that was 7?
Yeah, so 7 hit points for, let's say, everybody of us, all 5 of us, unless somebody doesn't need it.
Androdite could use 6 points, but
yeah,
I think
I'm
she'll
gonna
be
give
okay.
the 7
Argyle's
to
pretty beefy.
Samus
Okay.
instead of Elevor taking it.
Yeah, so we've got Samus, Crucible, Lena, Broldish,
Imra.
Imra, and does anybody else? Oh, me.
Elevor's okay.
Me. I need it too. I can do that again, but I am starting to burn spell slots now. So
Let me
I
do.
think I'm
I
okay.
think keep them.
Let me
keep
do.
them.
Do you need
I
a
mean, I
cure
can also lay on
wounds, Crucible?
hands.
41 out of 52. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think I'm gonna cure wounds Samus. So we'll do. All right.
Should have been a lot better roll. Sorry, guys. It was a 2d8, and it came up with a 2 and a 1.
Oh no. That's
All right.
very sad.
Yeah, that's
Samus
not
is
good.
feeling better.
I might actually do cure wounds for myself.
Yeah, actually, I'm
All
gonna throw
right.
myself
I'm
a cure wounds,
considering
too.
it, but I don't have a lot of spell slots.
Broldish, what are you at?
Well, why don't I?
I'm not down that much. I'm at 67 out of 72.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess I do kind of feel like there's a chance of another big fight. though.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe I'll lay on hands and just get myself
Well,
back up the rest of
let
the
me,
way.
because I don't use many of my spell slots.
So
All right, I'm gonna use one
I'm-
on myself, a cure ones myself, because I'm still 11 down.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hit points to begin with.
So you- yeah,
I could
you should
probably use
get-
getting
Do you want-
up
do you
to
wanna-
45.
What are you at right now, Lena?
I'm at 37 out of 45.
Okay.
Let me do that one. For Lena.
Okay.
Okay.
I do like to think that we're like standing next to this flaming wall and we're all just like touching each other and like our wounds
Are you okay?
are healing.
You can add 9.
So we
Lena,
literally
do Lena.
have-
Broldish take 7.
Okay,
Is
thank you.
literally everybody except for Lena has healing spells?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
love
I-
how helpful we all are. And
Yep,
like how much,
everybody
"Are you
wants to heal
okay?
everybody."
Are you okay? Do you want some healing? You got hit points. I got hit points. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
get that 9 healing, Lena?
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
sweet, cool.
Yeah.
No, I think I
Jeez.
intentionally picked up some healing spells because I think at one point we were really struggling with
Mhm.
nobody
I mean,
having them.
Pain.
It does also mean that it's okay. Well, it's not great if anybody goes down, but like when only
You can
one
get
person has
people
healing.
A
you can
healer,
get everyone
yeah.
up,
Mm.
which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I
it's
think
just who
I'm in
we
good
are.
shape.
We're a
Mhm.
loving, friendly group. We just really
And
want everybody
Lena.
to be
And
okay.
Lena.
And Lena.
And Lena.
That seems right.
And Argyll!
Oh my god.
And a tiger.
Oh, yeah,
and a
has-
dog and
is
a
there a dog
pony.
over
That's
I'm
us.
Yeah,
good.
Aragol's fine. Aragol's fine.
I forgot he's a strong boy, isn't he?
He really
Yeah.
is.
He's a very strong lad.
Mhm.
Those Barovian summers.
And those
got
Valaki,
strong
the
running
Barovian
from-
summers, Valaki nights. It's
Just running from wolves.
yeah.
Generally.
All right. I think
I
we're all
think we're
good.
good. Yeah.
All right. So you spent a little bit of time healing. Decide this is not the horrible ruined marsh that you want to hang out in for an hour, and
thank you.
continue south toward the ruins of Berez. And believe it or not, you are approaching the ruins of Berez. Let me read to you.
We'll probably
from-
never get there. It's fine.
That was what somebody said in the chat today. One of the listeners, and I'm like, you might be right.
You doubted us.
The road to
How
Berez
dare
is
you.
an asymptote.
Yeah, and I mean it's a road paved with scarecrows. So the trail hugs the river for several miles. The dirt and grass soon turns to marsh, and the trail dissolves into spongy earth, pockmarked with strands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all that is left of Berez. Scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages, the walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. The decrepit dwellings seem to hunker down in the mire as though they have been long since given up on any chance of escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood. The fog is much thinner on the other side of the river, where a light flashes amid a dark ring of stones. There's like a green blinking light coming from across the river. I have taken you to the Berez map. In the spirit
Is it on the end of a dock?
No.
Sorry.
Is this the Great Gatsby?
Yeah, high school English joke. Sorry.
I don't like that book. I'm not sympathetic to rich people. They can all die.
Eat the rich.
Harsh
Hey.
but fair.
You know what? That was not an appropriate time in Tony's academic career to be like, let's feel bad for rich people. It's like, no.
Yeah. We've met one rich guy. He is a vampire and he sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. in this adventure, the eyes looking at you from the sky are that of Strahd himself. But he has great
Like
eyes.
fangs instead of
Yeah. Still no nose. Anyway, so on the map, let me reveal a little bit more. I was just going to say the scale of this map. This is not a battle map.
No.
I know. So
Are there hills?
there's no hills, but the scale of the map, each square is 100 feet. So rather than placing all of your tokens on the map, I'm attempting to not replicate the boondoggle that was Hill Battle. I have placed simply Androdite on the map, representing all of you, and I am now going to click the thing that says all players can control this token.
Yes!
Let me
Twitch
just
plays Androdite.
I'm just going to reveal more of it. So you can see the ruins of Berez kind of lie roughly to the west of you. The blinking light is basically due south on the other side of the river. Yes.
Is it blinking regularly?
Yes.
Is it
Like
just
winking.
blinking
Is
like
bright
an
at
eye?
night.
Or is it like Morse code or whatever that is? And
Can
just
I
like
hit it
irregular
with
winking?
a perception check?
Yeah, hit it with a perception check.
Let me hit that bad boy with a perception check.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check.
13.
I'm going to roll a light check.
I got a 20 to perception.
I got a
Mhm.
12
I'm
on
gonna roll a
Arcana.
symbolism check.
That's a lot of checks. I'm not sure how I'm.
I got
All
a
right.
6 on nature.
Tell
All right. Let me
tell
all
us
right.
about the light, Tony.
All right, I'm going to tell you about the light in several ways because you rolled several checks. All right, let me start with the lowest rolls first. So Crucible rolled a 6. Crucible, you think that light might be a bat.
I hear there are phosphorescent bats in these
Who
lands.
else has rolled comically low? Comically being defined as under 10. Anyone? What do you got for me? All right, who rolled well? Let's say in the 10 to 15
12.
range. 12.
I got a 13.
12
Oh,
on
shoot.
Arcana.
I'm going to say you don't think it's necessarily arcane. It looks like there's some kind of source of light over there. It's green, which is unusual. And I believe Imra rolled very well.
A 20 to perception.
Imra, you think that there's some kind of lantern over there and that it's probably being controlled by somebody who is like making it flash.
Okay.
And that perhaps it is some kind of signal.
I'll share that.
I'll just point out that lanterns can belong to a broad range of people in the world. Good people.
How many bats?
Bad people. A collection of bats in a trench coat that saved up their paper route money and bought a lantern. Bad people. Bat people. There's a lot of things in the world that could own a lantern, is what I'm saying.
Bat people.
That's not never gonna catch on. All right.
People.
So I will ask you. Referencing Elvis.
Reluctantly.
That pained you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's Dan.
Let me remind you who invented that.
Invented bats? Well,
Yes. Strahd.
Did you-
Strahd
I think
invented
that is what he
bats.
said, yes.
I don't
Let me remind
remember
you
who
who invented bats.
Your Honor,
Wait,
I rest my case.
Wait, were you reminding me that I invented it or that you invented it?
Yes. No, you
Okay.
You
did.
invented it, Tony.
I block out a lot of what we do. That's why we record it. So, I didn't know it
That's
would
the
be.
only reason.
I didn't know my annoying behavior would be used against me, Dan. So
In a court of law.
yeah. Wow, what a weird court. Anyway, we're burning time. What would you like to do? I have shown you on the map just kind of the eastern half of the Perez, which is west of you. There's more Perez. It continues to the west a little ways. You can see a bunch of these kind of ruins of cottages. There's kind of a big, probably it was like a town square in the middle, and it looks like it's kind of hard to see through the soupy haze, but there are other structures beyond that.
No
but I ask
bridges
you
would be
what you will
check.
do.
What
That
would be a
lantern is no doubt someone signaling. We should hurry.
Yeah, is there a check for understanding a signal? Would it be insight? Would it be history? Trying to basically, if it were Morse code, which I'm not saying it is, but if it were Morse code or some other language that could be understood through signaling, is there a check we could do to try and figure out what it's saying?
Make an intelligence check.
Alrighty.
And Tony, to clarify really quickly, you said the light was south.
Yes.
But on the other side of the river.
Here-ish?
On the,
Which is
yes, right where
huge.
Dan clicked is pretty good.
So,
yep.
yes, when Crucible
This
is not sure about Lena's opinion of I mean, he agrees that we should move quickly. He's not sure whether Lena was suggesting moving towards the lantern or towards the city.
This river is at least 300 feet across.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna
Mostly
be-
that we should go through the city faster because there is probably someone on the other side who is signaling.
Yes.
So maybe they know that we're here. Maybe they
I
maybe
Yes.
we-
And
maybe
Are
they
they
have some sort of
spotting?
connection to
I
the
have heard of
scarecrows.
creatures, fish, for example, in the depths of oceans that use lights as lures to draw in on wary, prey. Could it be that this is some sort of trap or attempt to distract us?
Well, Elevor wouldn't know because he rolled a 5 on intelligence, so.
You're not sure, Elevar. Looks like a
Is that
blinking
what
light.
we're rolling to discern a pattern or whatever?
I suggest perhaps I concur with
Yeah,
Lena.
that's what
We
I was
perhaps
doing.
move towards the city with some haste.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we should do at least a cursory glance around the ruins.
Also, we might want to go farther along if we decide we want to check out the flashing light. We're going to need to find some way across the river, and
Indeed.
this is not a jumpable river, even for people who are good at jumping. So we would need to find a bridge or a boat or something, which would be much more likely in the city. Or
It
that
is
ruins.
possible that you
Head
could
to
just
the
kind of
city.
walk across it. It is
Ford it?
it's the yeah. I mean,
Oh.
there does not seem to be. You have not seen any bridges in hours.
At
right?
the end of the
So-
day, Elevor can turn into Octavore and go across
True.
if we need to. But I would rather we go to the city.
That's
so
true.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a
walk
little
that way.
symbol on the map that represents a green light.
So does the river look like it's really, really shallow? Because I mean, if it's 300 feet across, it could get deep in the middle, and we wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily know.
Hard to say. I mean, it does look like this area, this area was turned into a swamp through magical means.
Right.
So,
So it wasn't necessarily a channel that was carved into the.
no.
Okay.
Let's continue on down the road, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So that there's a crossroads here, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
South.
Okay, keep going south. Oh, so it looks like this gets a little marshy down. Oh, God.
Whoa,
Sorry.
now the map is moving.
I moved the wrong thing. I can't move my circle that I put here for
Earthquake.
the link. All right.
Earthquake.
All right. So you are moving south. There's little paths that look like they divide up. Basically kind of the different roads that would go through this village, but a lot of it has just kind of been washed away, and there are faint remnants of paths. I'm going to tell you that in the distance, you can see several scarecrows kind of like skulking by. They look like they probably are not aware of you. They're just kind of wandering around this field. I make them visible to you.
Do they seem to be paying attention to the lighting at all? To the flashing light at all?
Nope.
Do they
We
look
see
like
them
they
from
might be
there.
lightly
They're like-
singed?
They're like 1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
pretty
there's-
clear. There's no trees or anything, basically.
Yeah, they're
There's
across an
nothing.
open field from you.
Got it. Okay.
And
Can we
they're
stay
and at this point you
low?
recognize scarecrows. Yeah. So scarecrows are the zombies of the field.
Yeah.
As the saying goes.
Do we want to maybe light some torches just to have around and see if we can ward them off?
I kind of like the idea of trying to signal back to the person on the other side. But yeah, I don't think
This
that's a bad
person's just
idea.
writing gibberish to us. I don't know what they're saying.
I could certainly light a torch. Brildish can carry a torch, but if we get into a battle, she's just going to drop it.
Question, Tony. What time of day is it?
Starting to get, I would say that it is late afternoon at this point. You've been traveling a lot.
We're going to have to find a place to hole up at some point, too, because we are not getting back any place safe before dark.
So maybe we start searching the buildings.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe we can find some sort of defensible position there for the evening, at least.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay. Onward!
You gonna move your token?
Yeah.
All right.
That was very fast. That was like 400 feet.
That dog is
incredibly
fast.
quickly.
It's a very fast dog.
All right. So you basically are now you've passed from the fields. You're on the kind of the edge of what remains of a neighborhood here in Berez. You see a cluster of ruined cottages separated by low stone walls. There's a short stretch of dirt road that kind of is intact between them. Just looking around, the cottages are in ruins. All their roofs have fallen in, and they do look like they've kind of been abandoned. And you do see that there's kind of there's furniture and various home goods inside, but it's all been exposed to the swamp air for decades, and it's all rotted. And let me tell you, it's important to understand. Berez does not smell great. There's bugs buzzing all around you. You're swatting at things as you kind of sneak around from cover to cover, avoiding various scarecrows. Every now and then you have to stop, and I'm assuming you don't want to fight every scarecrow you hear, because there's a decent number of them and they just seem kind of to be wandering around. They don't seem to have the kind of intentionality that the scarecrows on the road.
Tony, are there any structures that we can see, from our vantage point now that look like they may be in any way intact, or with walls that are somewhat
or even things that
or
aren't intact but are slightly larger or taller. I feel like if there is a big
exactly.
weapon, it would be kept in I don't know, a church or an armory or the city hall or something, not one of these cottages.
You can see it's a couple. There's I don't know, 5 or 6 houses in a row, and kind of beyond the edge of the road here, beyond this little neighborhood, you can see the ruins of a much larger structure. Hard to say. Could be. The Burgermeister's home, could be a tavern. It doesn't really look like it might have been a church, but something larger than your traditional farmhouse cottage. You see more. There's another kind of neighborhood on the other side of the town square that looks similarly soggy and dilapidated. You also see. So there's kind of southwestish of you is the ruins of a large building. You also see some kind of little it might be some kind of monument. Due west of you, you see there's a little wrought iron fence around something. You see some kind of stone statue or monolith over there.
Is that
Well, let's head that way.
here or here?
Sorry, monument is there.
Okay.
Big house.
This is the big
here.
house. Got it.
Big house is there.
Yes, should we head for that large structure? Perhaps we will find some way to defend ourselves in there.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell what this orange thing is? I can't get my.
This guy.
I think
here.
I know what you mean. This.
Yep.
Oh yes. There's some kind of strange. There's a big giant tree in the middle of the green.
Another
Oh
one?
no.
We love trees.
Hey,
With
maybe it's got one of those
good-
magic seeds in it that we can then give back to the Martikov family, and they can make different wine.
Maybe.
Yes, a wine tree.
Oh
And
God, I just am
The last
terrible
tree had
today.
a magic
Terrible
axe
rolls.
sticking out of it. Maybe this one has a magic sword sticking out of it.
Or another magic axe. Great. All right,
please.
so I guess we're going to proceed down the road. We're going to take it kind of slow and try to just make sure we don't attract the attention of the Scarecrows as we
Yep.
go.
You're moseying around. You're keeping low. You're moving slow and tactily. There's probably some stealth checks, but it's not hard to avoid the scarecrows. You know they're there, and you just occasionally can't move at the speed that you'd like to. But you are avoiding the scarecrows. You reach the other side of the neighborhood and now have a better look at the structure beyond. Toward the south end of Berez lies the remains of a mansion that was built on slightly higher ground looks like it's a good deal more structurally intact than any of the cottages, but it's still in ruins. It's, there's a lot of piles of stones, rotting timber, empty arched windows stare at you. No, there has not been stained glass or window shutters here in decades. South of this ruins of kind of a mansion is an untamed garden that has run rampant. You see the walls of the garden have kind of fallen apart, and there's all kinds of just greenery kind of growing wild out of that. Strangely, on the kind of the edge of this ruins, by the gardens, in the shadow of the piles of stones that used to be a mansion, it looks like a slightly more recent addition to Berez. Someone has constructed a crude wooden fence. It's a circle, and you hear the sound of goats bleeding inside of it. Bah, bah, bah.
Goats.
Does
Sounds like-
anyone
Comes
know
back
if
to goats.
does anybody know if goats know how to build a fence?
Sounds like several goats at least.
Well, that would be more plausible than one goat building a fence.
The goats do seem to be
No,
enclosed
first of all, no.
enclosed by the fence.
Maybe they built themselves into the fence, Tony.
Oh my
Jeez,
goodness.
judgmental.
Well, somebody probably lives here somewhere around and is tending goats. I mean, maybe it's that Baba lady person, witch, or
I believe
somebody
we were
else.
told she lives in a hut. Not
Right. Well,
the
I'm not saying she
mansion.
lives. I'm not saying she lives with the goats. I'm saying that maybe she set up this enclosure and
On high ground.
It is
yeah, and
possible.
comes
or
back
perhaps
to get
whoever
food.
is on the other end of that lantern.
Oh, possibly.
Which might be the same person.
Indeed. I suggest perhaps we investigate the mansion to see if there is a place where we can prepare our camp for the evening.
I think we should check the mansion out and then decide.
Hmm.
It seems as though it is potentially a safer place than certainly those ruined houses that we passed, but perhaps there are other options as well.
Well,
And,
and if there are goats, someone might be coming to check in
Hmm.
and
Perhaps
surprise
they are
us.
friendly.
Maybe.
Could be.
It's Barovia, known for friendly people.
So you probably haven't heard Lena laugh before, but she's just
there is a weird sound like
Yeah.
like pottery breaking on a set of stairs.
yeah, she just goes ha, and then keeps walking.
I
All
told
right.
you she had a sense of humor, Crucible says to whoever is listening as they walk past him,
Brildish.
ignoring him probably.
All right,
Brildish is
we're-
always listening.
Okay. All right, to the hill. At least. We should
All
at
right.
least investigate.
All right, you head up the hills and find yourselves outside the ruined mansion. At this point, you can see you're within. You're passing by the fenced-in goat pen, and this is quite strange. You can see over the fence. There's 9 goats who are trapped in here. This is not like your normal animal pens that perhaps you have seen in your travels. It's circular. There is no gate, and probably should have opened with this. There are 50 human skulls mounted around the tops of the fence posts.
Okay. Very
The go-
friendly.
The goats bleat at you noisily, as they have the whole time, probably providing a decent amount of background noise.
Elevor, can you talk to goats?
Yes, but that would be a big old spell slot for me to use.
And
Is it-
Elevor doesn't care for goats.
Because it feels like it would be good to know what's going on.
Oh wait,
With-
no, it's not.
What's goading
sorry. Speaking to plants costs me more. Speaking to animals costs me nothing.
I talk to animals like you people all the time.
Elevor,
Hey.
let's see. What does he do? All right. Elevor says a little mumble and a twist and a twirl of his new his new
Oh, I thought
scarecrow
he was just
cap,
dancing.
and
Little shimmy.
and casts speak with animals.
Mhm.
And now I can comprehend and verbally communicate. Well, you know how this all works. I talk to a bear.
Yeah.
Elevor talked to a bear. So
Now you're
Talk
talking
to a lot of things.
Now you're talking to 9 goats. The goat-
hello, friends.
Not quite. So everybody else just hears the goats going, meh, meh. I hope that's a convincing goat noise. I'm sorry, goat listeners.
It's good.
Elevor, what you hear is, help us, help us, help us.
Y'all, the goats really aren't doing so hot. They're all asking to be helped.
Ask from whom?
How can we help you?
She's going to eat us. Set us free. We are
She
trapped.
who? She
woman.
who?
The
To be
woman
fair,
that flies.
I was thinking of eating one of the goats, so
That woman right there, the dwarf woman.
Elevor says,
Make a nice curry.
I was like,
"Where
yeah, supper.
is she?"
The goat, one of the goats raises his little hoof and points to the sky. As you all see, a strange sight. It appears to be an upside-down giant skull flying across the sky. In it, an ancient and elderly woman holding what can only be described as an immense wooden spoon. Her skin green and gnarled, her hair ever so long and white. One glowing yellow eye peers out around her kingdom. For this is the domain of Baba Lysaga. This is the drowned town of Berez, the town you have come to when you were warned oh so often about it, a town where someone will surely die. Maybe, I don't know, whatever.
A goat?
It's gonna be a goat.
Yeah.
Where
Lena says, maybe she's friendly.
Crucible thinks for a moment and then seems tickled by this.
It is only a matter of time before Baba Lysaga determines that there are interlopers here in her domain. Before you must face her and or her creeping, crawling hut. Before that happens, will you explore the rest of Berez? Will you recover the powerful weapon to use against one Strahd Zarovich that was the whole reason you came here? And will you get bitten by a lot of bugs along the way? Probably.
Already
For
happened.
answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill, Dog and Pony Show, Curse of Strahd, an adventure that is a podcast where we play Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you. Goodbye, nerds.
That's a lot of colons
Yes.
to that.
Some of those were semicolons. You can tell which
Oh.
ones. So,
It's all in the
You can tell
pronunciation.
by the pause.
yeah.
There are no semicolons in Barovia.
Oh, canon.
What?
Yeah.
Someone write that
I
down.
like semicolons.
Yeah, break out the list.
Well, there are lots of things that we like that aren't in
I feel like
Barovia.
Yeah.
considering
It's a
how
terrible place.
a lot of people hate semicolons, so I feel like
Those
the fact
people
that
are
they're
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are fewer semicolons, but double the number of M dashes.
Oh.
So
Okay. All right. 6 of 1.
you know,